come down. I done deal on the titi. Ọmọ ṣó ti jẹun, sọmọ ṣó ti yó. Wọ́n ti ṣe ká o, ẹ wo bí ayé lọ.
Hi guys, you're welcome to the first edition of Gabby's Theory. It's a short podcast for now, but as time goes by, we're going to go elaborate with it. And this is a simple podcast where we talk about beautiful things that would affect, the lives of human in a positive way. The directions in which we get to do things every day and how we get to affect each other, interactively and all. So, in the studio with me today. Okay, meanwhile, let me tell you this. There's something about this podcast. The podcast is there's a format to it. The guest is also the host, and the host is also the guest. So we have a mixture of this feeling, and I'm very sure you guys will enjoy what we have for you. So in the studio with me, I have a very pretty lady. She's by the way, she has PhD. Smart. She's a lecturer. She's a great person, and in all of it, she'll be sharing this space with me, where we talk, we band, and we share knowledge and all of that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the studio, Kemi Owadara. What's up, babe? Ẹ̀rín ló bá dé.
Oh, we can't talk about
That's good. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
See you. Okay, so let me even start. What informs the idea of you going for your PhD as young as you are right now? Because I know PhD is very synonymous to older guys that would always want to, must have had a lot of experiences and all, but you seem a lot young, and in all of it, the aspirations that gets you to a point where you think, okay, I think I'm done with my master's, I should go for my PhD now and all that. What informs that that idea?
My passion for academics. Okay. I love learning. I love classroom environments. I want to know things.
You did show for your face.
No. I want to know things. I want to learn every day.
Okay.
So me being in that space will allow me to learn more about life, about things, about everything.
Right.
And the idea of PhD is for older guys. I don't think
Yeah, because that's the thing. Fundamentally, when we get to do our first degree, the least we always get to do as youngies is masters. And right after that, we're back to the labor markets to explore everything we've learned and all that. But for you to to be of this certain age and you still think you want to jump out there to do what you have to do on time without wasting much, it says a lot about your resilience and your attitude to what you like to do. So I'm giving you credit for that though, but I still want to know why you would feel like, okay, it's time to get this done. I don't have to wait till I'm kind of old,
I feel like what is worth doing is worth doing well.
Sure.
If I have the time, I should do it. Whatever I want to do and I have the time for it, I should do it on time.
On time, okay.
Since I have the time, I'm not married, I don't have kids.
Right.
I shouldn't waste my youthful age. Let me just do something with my life.
So you want to chop all the akada before any other food come in?
Before something else will come in.
I get that. That's good. That's good. That's what do you have for me? It's Gabby's Theory. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would love to learn from you.
We'll learn from each other. That's the idea of the show.
I know.
Yes, we're going to learn from each other.
Okay, so today,
yes,
I want us to talk about the place of God in human's life.
Oh yeah? Oh well. That's a great question. And I think the important factor that I'll look at, first of all, is the Creator.
Okay.
So we don't have a choice. He needs to be in our lives. So if God would be in our lives, it's for different reasons. And I think it's quite important that we get conscious of that. And from the angle of both good and bad. So both work together. And like I would like to say to people, positive does not bring electricity. Negative charge doesn't. So it's only positive and negative charge that brings about, light. So it's the same thing with God. I think God operates on both ends with human being. I'm not trying to sound blasphemous, but I think I think God knows about principalities a lot. Well, He's the creator of everything anyway, so I want to believe He knows, He knows about
But
them.
you said we have no choice.
There's no choice, we don't.
What of the atheists? They don't believe there is God.
You see, atheists there, they also know there is God.
Okay.
But the dogma around religion is what they are trying to rebuff.
Okay.
If you know what I mean. The idea that there's a creator, they know it, so forget that one. So they are not saying it because, they don't believe. No. They do believe in God. But it's the dogma of religion that is, that is becoming worrisome to all of them. So like I said, if you'd want to know if God knows about evil, of course, like I said, I think God is operating from both ends, from both good side and the bad side. Because if that's not the case, then why do we have to pray so hard all year in, year out, and principalities don't die? Even with the blood of the one that we were saved, Jesus Christ, it's a repellent. That's to let you know that the principalities, they are real and they're as important, as anything. And I think God has given them a whole lot of playing area, a whole lot of chances to do what they like.
Why? He's God.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. And God is not only meant for good stuff, even the bad stuff that happens to humans too. He has there's an inclination of that in between. Yoruba would always say "Rewa no be, EP1 no re." You understand? So it's both energy we feed off all the time. So you can't have meaning you can't have it so nice all the time without having downside. That's to let you know that God is an important factor in all of these things. That's why the traditionalists get it better. They know principalities exist. But the dogma of this other religion would want to say, okay, they will die. Principalities don't die.
What do they do?
You appease them. That's why I said traditionalists get it right. They know they can't battle principalities, so what they do is to appease. That's why you see them say, okay, use this, add that, blah, 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 all the symbolic effects of what human beings, like to either eat or whatever, So they can also use it to pacify principalities. So we can't attach God to a certain religion. God is present in all of the religion.
But our religion here in this part of the world,
Yes.
this religion will say our religion is the best. We only have God.
Everybody's religion would always be the best. That's why I said the place of spirituality is different from the place of religion.
Yeah.
Which would make me take you back to the fact that atheists, yes, they understand that there's God factor. Or it is the creation of religion that is pissing them off.
Right.
Because it brought about a lot of dogma, which they don't, for instance, you feel like you want to pray so hard, that sometimes you just need to just ask God for mercy. Because by that, there's a natural occurrence of just letting the principalities allow you to operate. They own this place that we're living in.
They?
Yes, because they also are the first set of being that gave human their knowledge. Astrology, food making, farming, hunting, and the spells and all these things. So it's not, we didn't just come by those knowledge by anything. We came into it by encountering all those things, back in the days when life was actually getting started and all. So you can't say God does not know devil. In short, me, I always tell people, I say, devil seem like an apprentice. No, I won't say apprentice. Devil seem like an employee. Yes. You know, let me. Oh yeah, Helen.
I want to
Yes,
learn.
now because if you look at it this way, he used to commune with God. They used to have conversation. And if devil is so bad, what would he be doing in God's presence? Yes, if God would allow him have a one-on-one to say, okay, Papa, there's also some servant there that I want to deal with, and God would say, okay, you want to do that? Okay, yeah, go and test him now. So if God does not know about the devil, then why would they be having that kind of communion to let you know that I think God is still the one on this other side as well. Because okay, what game are we now talking about when God is the Almighty? And everything good is attached to him. And all of a sudden, when I have an entity that is playing against God, that's such a drama.
Big drama.
That's what I'm saying. And God is very powerful. Why would he allow that kind of drama?
Yeah, I asked myself
Because
several
he can
times.
literally just wake up every day and tell everybody to live a certain way, and we would live. But he has allowed this other part of himself, like I was saying, you see, there is like an alter ego of God. That's why I said it's my theory, it's nobody's theory. I didn't learn this anywhere. It's my intuition and what I've been able to observe over time. That it's hard enough for you to feel some type of way about the situation, but the honest truth is the fact that it is real. There's some form of agreement going on. There's a form of chess play going on. I won't say it's bad, it's our lives that are now, you know,
Squid Game.
toiling with. But honestly speaking, I'll say I don't want to put a fact to it so it doesn't sound blasphemous to a lot of people that God is aware of everything. So if we're now even praying in a certain way to get those, because if you pray, we pray so much, and all we would ever get is for having these people pull back. Even in the name of Jesus, every knee shall bow. So when they bow finish, when you bow finish, they don't go get up. They'll get up now. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yes. After bowing, you will stand up now. It's like being in front of a king when you say pay your obeisance and all those things. You will stand up on your feet. That's the same way. If you call the name of Jesus, they are still not going to die or be away. Yeah, I mean, let me put it, they are still not, you can't say, devil, you would die in the name of the, no. Because by the time you're done with a certain problem, you literally get into another one.
Another, yeah.
Because if Sunday preaching is sustainable, then we should go once and not go anymore. Or if we have to go to church every Sunday, every other day to hear the word of God, it shows that it's like a constant dosage that we need to take.
Right.
And it makes me feel like, okay, is devil so powerful that the battle is just endless?
Yeah.
That we have to keep at them all the time, and they pull back and they come, you know, which is why I was pointing to the fact that the traditionalist gets the idea of what principality is. There's nothing we can do about it. It's like somebody who is standing in front of an ant. You know how human would look, from a perspective of an ant, you know what? That's how principalities are to human. So you are praying for those, because on a norm, if you naturally see an ant, you want to step on it.
Yeah.
Straight up. There's no time. You just want to step on it.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. That's what we look like to these principalities. So anytime you're conscious of the fact that you don't want to step on an ant, that means the ant's prayer, they get answered. so that God can fashion your mindset in such a way that you won't step on that ant. You feel for the ant. Yeah, because there's a Yoruba saying, it's almost a song, they say, yes, that means at that point in time, which is why I said we should always seek for mercy when we are praying. It's not so much about blah, 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 shout. There's not so much of a shouting situation.
It's not die thing.
Ask God for his mercy. In that space of asking for mercy is what God will now operate and tell all those principalities and say, okay, you know what? Spare this one, back off. Allow him to reap the benefit of what he's doing in this lifetime. Like, back off. So if our strong prayers are for the principalities to back off, then it's to let you know that the principalities are very, very, very strong and they are part of our lives. We cannot rule them out. Yeah, because they bring about mistakes all the time. Because I think every three years now, people feel different, people see things differently. Even when we wake up the next day, you feel like there's some decisions I made last night.
You said 3 years. Every second you have to.
So if your brain keeps opening every now and then, you should know what we're dealing with. That's why I'll make another reference to another singer that says, "Mi o mo boju ogun laye o, mbama zi mura sile." You get? So he's literally saying that he didn't know that life would seem like a war zone. And at the end of the day, the Bible now corroborates that to say we are not even battling flesh and blood. There is something that is beyond us. To let you know that there's a stronghold of principality that even God is given chance to operate.
But sometimes it bothers me that why do we have to have the concept of bad? Can't everything just be good?
No. Life will never roll like that.
Why?
I'll give an example. There was a friend of mine, he wanted to rent an apartment. They gave the money to one agent. The agent took that money, squandered that money, and ran away. Started looking for this guy. I think 3, 4, 5 months down the line, they got a hold of him. They took him to the station. He was properly arrested, and they requested for the money. Do you know what he said?
What?
He said, "Shane, I will not lock me, I will see the money." Meaning, you can't detain me and expect me to give out this money. I mean, you have to allow me go find the money and give it back. So they had to let him go for another 2 months to get the money. So at the end of the day, he got the money and he paid it back. But in the midst of all of these things, message came to my friend that if he had gone into that house, that particular house he was paying for, there's every possibility that he probably won't make it on his way out. So he was told that I think the foundation of the house there's something about the land and the foundation of the house and all of that. So in a normal view of the situation, logically, initially you would always think the agent is the bad person.
Yes.
But if you look at it deeply, you know that it is that particular agent that was God sent to take my friend out of that particular
But at
job.
first it will look like it is bad.
That's exactly what we're saying.
There is
That's how
good in
God
bad, bad in
Yeah,
good.
that's how God operates. He goes around everything. That's why I said even devil is an employee. Devil is not an entity on his own. He's operating on God's grace as well. Honest truth. Honest truth. Because if he's not even graceful in his position, he would have been long gone. He would never take God so much to destroy him. That's why I said devil seem like an alter ego of God. It's like two sides of a coin. God is the head. Then the tormentor is on the other side. Because if every of devil's purpose is to chase us to God, then that's when you know that he's working for God. Because over 50 not here, long. So it's a ricochet. Yeah. That's why I said I'm not bothered about a lot of things. Why? Because I know it's still God in position of all of these things.
But we as humans, we always, like, it's so difficult to accept the bad side of life.
Yes.
It is so
we
difficult.
always want things to be good, yes.
Because, okay, let me paint this. My mother died in my presence. And that moment, I was like, God, please. Like, that moment I had to think of, God, I know you love me. I know you will listen to me. I know you will do this. I know you will do that. I was hoping God would just be like, oh, okay, Kemi, you are my beloved daughter. Your mother will come back. But no, she didn't. She died.
A human wish is to always have things easy. We always want things to be easy. Or by virtue of the law of the universe, it's like greasing a joint. If there's no grease to a joint, it won't move. But does that change the fact that oil is dirty? Yeah. But it's useful. That's the thing. We would always want things to be very placid, plain, straightforward. If it is A, it has to be A.
Just go our way.
If it's B, it has to be B. If it, but the honest truth is that life will never roll like that. Look at the situation that I gave. The agent is the bad person. Because they took someone else's money, someone else's hard-earned money, spent it. They got a hold of you, and you are still, and you are still saying, okay, you still have to let me go and find this money. Or if it wasn't the saving grace to save my friend, that's how my friend would get into that house and something bad would start happening consecutively. I'm of the opinion that if you like good stuff, give space for bad stuff to happen as well. Because without your permission, it's going to happen. Yeah, no matter how you guard against it, forget it. You take your loss.
That's scary.
Yeah, it might be scary, but that's to me is the honest truth of life. So you have to live with an open mind where you also see bad stuff as part of life. So don't totally rule the fact that you want to experience bad stuff. It's bad, but what you need to do is to be open-minded enough and be receptive when it happens, so you don't get too deep in your emotions. You know that, okay, that's why when Muslim would always put it like, okay, I'm well alone.
Every time it is inshallah.
Because they are coming from a mentality where bad stuff is inevitable. I've told you now. I said positive does not bring electricity. Negative does not bring electricity. So the only thing that would work is positive and negative. Benio.
And ní choice láti sọ
pé we are the entity that has the list of choices to make. Nothing is in our hands. Even special people, they take their loss heavily. Yes. That's how I see it.
So you are saying that the place of God in human's life is that we have no choice. We just have to accept God. God is God.
God is God. God is God. Pure.
So what you
need to do is to get yourself aligned with your purpose. So at least if you're experiencing bad stuff, or you are still progressing and still making things happen for yourself, that's it. But to think you want to have piece of cake all your life, I laugh. Yeah? I will show you pepper. I will show you pepper. So for the pepper not to be too pepperish, that's why you have to be up and doing. No perfection, just do. Get on the road, do what you have to. Don't wait for things to marinate to a point where you feel comfortable doing them. No. Go for it. And most times it is always the first thought that you have. That first thought that came to you, they are always the most potent. The minute you receive it is like Rema. The minute you receive it and you second guess it, then there's a problem.
So you feel
if you feel like you need to call somebody, call the person right away. Don't hold back. Don't give the person excuses. Because whatever you're aiming to get might not even be in that person's hand, but that might be a link to that place you're headed. So don't give them excuses at all. Even if it's late, push a phone call through. If the person sees it, they will holler you in the morning. Yeah. So that will now link up to, because at that time that thing dropped into your heart, is the universe trying to do something? Yes. Is the universe trying to do something? Especially when you're so aligned with your purpose, you always get opportunities. It comes as intuition, it comes as this, it comes as that. Most people that have made massive success are not the most perfect or the most ready. No. But they are the type that gets up once they know once that thing comes to the mind to say, I'm supposed to call this, I'm supposed to go, they're there. So they make remarkable progress by listening to their own voice.
What if it's the devil's voice?
You can't know if it's the devil's voice if you have not tried. Yeah, you can't. And what's your own business in even trying to know if it is the devil's voice or not? You need to analyze what came to your mind first. If it is for success, then why are we going to attribute it to the devil? When he didn't say, okay, go and kill somebody. The thoughts to kill is different. But the thought to succeed, it's a different thing entirely. Imagine, oh, I'm planning something. That's already good stuff coming to your mind. So would you not attribute that to the devil? No. We only attribute bad stuff to the devil. Which is why I said God is an important factor in our lives. He's playing at both ends. Because if he's not playing at both ends, then one prayer should kill every principality, like I said. Instead of the refurbished, reformed religion ideology of saying, blah, 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 you have to, yes, your share is not chasing anything major, you understand? So most times, like I said, pray for mercy. In the space of mercy is when God tells all your disturbance to put it on hold. Even God is not even killing them. He's just saying, hold on. Hold on. Let this person do their thing. So they are still actively doing what they are doing. God has just told them to set you aside. Say, if you are tormenting these people, leave this one for me. Because what is their aim for tormenting humans? It's for you to run to God now. Because everybody gets to pray to God when you're in trouble mostly, not when you are good to relax. Because when everything is comfortable, when everything is good, when you're not bothered about anything, it doesn't seem like you're in trouble. But the minute you feel like you're in trouble, that's when you start looking for God up and down.
But why is this so?
That's human factor now. That's the power of will. It turns us to lily-livered at some point. It makes us feel jelly. Because you have the choice to choose. Yeah. The minute you have a choice to choose, that means in your choice, you already know what you are choosing is either good or bad. You're a human being and you get conscience now. You know when you're making that wrong decision. I mean, when you're making that bad decision, you always know.
Yeah.
You always know. You're just playing your risk card to see where my jello. Did you get? Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
So you feel in the concept of good and bad,
yes.
God is at the center.
He's at the center of it.
He's at the center.
He's at the center.
God is there.
Yes, he's there.
He knows
The
this
devil's
bad
not
will
operating
happen.
on his own. No. Which is why I said he also is operating on grace. Because he has been around, or she, or whatever form the devil is, he's been around. In short, they even got here before humans.
Yeah. Want to tell it, do.
That's why they will say, I want Alashia.
Yeah.
We are the ones paying rent, and they don't. And they knock us on the head anyhow. And that's it now. It's like you seen that ant, like I said, you just want to match it. So even what they are doing is against God's wish and all of that, but I'm telling you for a fact, it is still all for God. Yes, it might sound some type of way, yeah. But honest truth, that's how I feel. That's my intuition.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So I also support the motion
That
we have to always pray for mercy.
Mercy is the thing.
Mercy.
Forget every other prayer.
Mercy.
Forget every other prayer. Not like every other prayer is not important, but the most important is mercy.
Mercy. That's
Mercy.
a good one. That's a good one.
Because mercy puts them on hold for you to operate. Yes. I say when they tell you that the universe needs to align for you to be successful, they're not talking about your skill or manpower. They're talking about that's why I said I want more understand concept here. More understand concept Oludumare. àtẹ̀dá àti àwọn tá a gbé ilé ayé fún. I'm not actually talking like a babalawo. I'm just saying.
I understand.
The preset of where I'm from, that's it. That's how it is. So when they say Egbebo, Eshetutu and all that, is to appease, to allow you. That thing that you want to ask for mercy. To say, okay, let these principalities allow me. Because they know without that allowance, do you know what that means? Asheti. Easy. Do you understand? But don't come to display.
That's deep.
Yes, now. So if you want things to be, to get done in phases of your life, you have to find a way to always pray for mercy. In Christianity line, pray for mercy. In Islam, pray for mercy. The traditional way, pray for mercy. Because even if you're asking for forgiveness, you are still going to sin again now. Do you understand what I mean? You are still going to commit another sin. Not like you will escape sinning. It's imminent. It has become second nature to human to default all the time. So that's why mercy is the most important prayer, according to me.
I've learned a lot.
I've
learned a lot.
Right.
Learned a lot.
But what's your own opinion, though? What do you think? How do you see everything?
Yeah, I think I'm of the same opinion.
Okay.
That Tibiti will die.
Right.
I've experienced worse things.
Right. And you didn't die.
And I didn't die.
Yes.
I've experienced.
Well, do you know what that has done to you? It has reformed.
Yes.
Your mindset.
Yes.
Things people don't know is, you see, the bad stuff are the prerequisites to getting good stuff.
Exactly.
You can't come to life being a master of what you're going to become. No.
You have to learn.
You go through the process. And part of the process is being disturbed. Because in your disturbance is where you now begin to search for wisdom. And you begin to search for wisdom. Getting some obstacles will reinform your ideology about life. So you can't run on one philosophy throughout of your life. No. Your life would always be in phase. So you might be, it's like somebody who likes to eat porridge when they were young and all of a sudden the taste bud changes to something else. And you'd be like, I used to like this thing. I used to like this thing. You can't maintain one type of energy all through because you will go through a 360 of your feelings.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Moti, one year on situation that was so. Sometimes I would question. I'm just a girl. I would say, I'm just a girl. I'm just a small girl. Why is this happening to me? They don't send you. But at the end of the day, the situation will make me to become stronger. I have no choice. I have to be like, I cannot just.
Yes, it's like between a husband and wife. It is the fight, the quarrel that needs the love. Is those things.
So is that the EB that is pushing you to die?
To say, I don't want to do this anymore. And the minute you guys settle, you feel like there's another set of passion that comes in. You want to love more.
You don't want to lose the person.
Because it now feels like you've done something bad. So you want to placate them on time and make them feel comfortable quickly again so that it doesn't feel like fight to finish.
So I agree with you that God He uses the devil to push us back to him. Oh yeah, Lord, that's why
I'm of the opinion that God operates from both sides.
I agree with you. I agree.
Which is why I was pointing into the fact that even by the blood of the one that we were saved, Jesus Christ, we still pray and it's still like a repellent. So it nullifies everything. Are we now saying the name of Christ is not strong enough? So in the name of Christ, in the name of Christ, Jesus, all these shall bow. Then by the time we're done bowing, we get up. So if principalities say bow for Christ,
then go get up. So you have to be calling the name. Bow.
So that's why I say if it is mercy time for you, you enjoy them holding back. And if the mercy is even on a very bigger level, God will not even employ them to go and bring you goodies.
More.
I'm Yes.
So you will use them to your own advantage.
Yes, now. Well, you see this life, man. Back there, along. You guys, once you're able to identify how you want to get things done, it might take time, then you understand that it's better to go through everything than be scared, say, I don't want to, tissue over day, could you?
Don't run away.
Don't, could you?
Yeah.
Because my finger, she am more
You come out stronger.
Yes. You now get to, okay, so I don't even know I can stand through all these things. I don't even know I'm this powerful. I don't even know I'm this strong.
Yes.
It's like a break up.
One must be
I can't do without you. Please don't leave me. And on the long run, by the time that relationship is there, a couple of years down the line, and you feel like, meanwhile, if you say, I don't feel do without this person, see me. I'm of that opinion as well, that you have to stay resolute, stay strong, and know exactly what you want to do, and be ready for whatever comes along. Yeah.
Yeah, I love this. I love this. It's so insightful.
Right.
So insightful.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, people. We keep having this much fun because it's always good to share, a little knowledge or plenty knowledge with the viewers. It would help shape their imagination about life, the deeply rooted inspirations and what you need to do, what position you need to put yourself to get things done, and the kind of relationship you should have with your fellow humans as well. That also, would always come to play. So keep enjoying Gabby's theory. For sponsorships, you already know what to do. It's down the line. Contact us. We'll have much fun with your brand as well. So, Kemi.
I think in academics we need to include Gabby's theory. This is how Aristotle, Sophocles, and all of them started. So we need to.
Aristotle. And this is BJ, Toje Classics. My DP is a graduate of classics, and he knows about all this Aristotle.
Sophocles. Yeah, that's why we have.
Yeah, that's why, because it's a passing phase, and we all have to come, put our imprint, then we leave. Like my own opinion of human soul, it's like in form of energy. Yeah, that's what I think. And I think maybe I'm not so right. I feel when a woman is pregnant, the pregnancy in herself is run by a single soul. Yes, that's my intuition. So in the labor room, I always think souls are present. So when the baby is born, the soul gets into the baby. So it's more or less like you're giving birth to a body, and the soul gets into it. Yes. So it came okay, so let's align with the body. There we go. What is sync? Because that means there's no soul available, or the ones available are not having access to come into the baby. So what I take a certain time, because I'm going to detach from the soul of the mother. So there's a lifeline of one lifeline, which is you know, 1-2 breath, only before the soul gets into now elongate every other thing. But the minute the soul is too late to get in the body, that's how the baby gets to die. So now I'm ready okutu. And then you'll be okutu, that means okuomo. Yes. So I feel our soul is, it's that type of energy, and we get rejuvenated in our sleep. We grow old in our sleep. Yes, it's in our sleep that everything happens. Growth of a child, even we ourselves, because that's why I always advise people not to, even though you may go, no man, she mistaken. Don't sleep lying on your chest. Because when you do, your face is down, and once your face is down, you're compressing your face to either your hand or your pillow, and that squeezes the face. So that's what you've been doing all your life. But it's rare for you to now sleep just like this till daybreak. So we cannot escape old age. But the process of old age comes in that line. And when we sleep, like I said, the soul goes out to levitate, get rejuvenated. 5 a.m. they're rushing back into the body for early morning wake up. So for people that have insomnia, you are not allowing your soul to go and rejuvenate itself. So you've been trapping your soul for almost 24 hours. You know, because when the soul gets off the body to go rejuvenate itself, it leaves the memory card, which is the brain, to operate. So the memory card will now play everything that has been stored in your theta, because there's 2 sections to the brain. There's theta at the back, which is where all your childhood memories are formed, and this one that is in front, I forgot the name, is the one that we now use to hustle, you know, for your present age, like your ambition, what you want to do, and memories, ex-boyfriend, childhood friend, that is right here. So when the soul goes out to get rejuvenated, it leaves that to play. So so it is the memory card playing to sustain the heart and the blood pumping. So that works to a certain time before the soul now comes back to your present consciousness. So it comes back into your body, then you start to get back to the day's hustle again.
I'm learning.
So that's it basically, and and it's fun, and it's when we are out of this life, you are gone. It's nothing like
that's another topic entirely.
Yes, that like if you have to come back to this particular space, you're going to come back in another body, which would require a fresh brain. So you might not remember any past event, even if your soul remembers stuff, because your brain is now new, except you come back to the same family that you left. So if your soul comes back to that same family, maybe even in another body, but because you are from that lineage, old memories will come back to you. You know? So all this idea of dagba, just unique, and you'll be like, grandma, hey, mommy, you understand? That's when the soul comes back to the same.
But we experience deja vu, hallucination, and
all those things are they are real. They are soul's inclinations, you know. And that's why I said if they come back to the same family, they will ended up remembering everything that was lost. Or if your soul is gone, and if it's to come back, it's probably going to come in another dimension, come into another body entirely. So most of the time, we always try to let people know that just be good. Earth, to me, seemed like the greatest gift God has ever, bestowed on humankind. This is the only place where you would have ambition and you want to achieve it, and the capacity to achieve it. It's only Earth. Every other planet back here, you don't get choice. If not statue you go be for there, now waiting you go be, you don't get choice. You don't. Imagine you are in Pluto. What do you want to do for Pluto? Is there anything? No governance, no currency, no anything. So immediately God is weaving the soul, throwing it, and you find yourself on Earth. You'll be like, meaning I can chase every dream I want to. There's chance, there's this, there's that, but it's being held by the principality. They own it. Then you appease them. Mistake again. But at least a lay coco man for no. It'll be sorry should go. They'll be for me. Do you understand? Yeah. There's nothing beyond God.
I agree with you.
Nothing beyond God.
I agree with
nothing
you.
Beyond God.
I agree.
To bashing on jamba. ó sì lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run náà because òun ló gbà ẹ́ láyè. Àwọn tó ń ṣe tán kẹsàn-án kò sórí ọ̀fẹ́. Olè tó jí nílé ẹ̀ náà tó ń gbébọn tó ń dàlú láàmú tó ní fámìlì tó ń ṣe fúnlé tó ń ṣe fẹ́bí tó ń ṣe fara ṣé mo pàdúrà títí wọn náà máa gbà lórí ẹ̀. That's how this whole thing is. Àdúrà kó máa lọ kó máa bọ̀ àfi tọwọ́ pálábá ẹ̀ bá ṣègè in terms of tó ṣì wọ́n bá ti tó. There are still some very, very hardened criminals that probably operated during the time of Anini that are still very much alive till today. Tọ́lọ́pàá ò dẹ̀ mú. Like till today.
But I still
That they are
believe in
probably
karma.
like their kingpins now. Eh?
I still believe there is karma.
No, standard. There is karma, but not in the light of the way we see it.
Yeah, only match Jewi won, ku Jewi omo. That's why we have to ask for mercy.
Which is what I'm saying. We now go back to the mercy thing. Because whether you like it or not, I don't come out jello life.
Yes.
Not my shy dad. Even though my mom bawa keson, konimini because I won't see me more.
God have mercy on me.
Do you understand? Because you would have loved, according to drama, Tawamanshi, you would always love whoever is bad to reap what is bad. That's human limitation. But God's supremacy is different. Very different. You know? That's what I'm saying. No. It's very different. God's supremacy is on another level entirely because you now look at the person suffering the law. And you now feel the person will now pray and pray and pray and go to bombe. And you now look like, okay, kilo date any you bo. And to Lord jello jaye loni. That is not to encourage anybody to be bad, but I'm saying karma is real. But we should always put things in a safe place in our mind where you also don't get yourself involved in things that karma will keep calling for. All right, guys, we've come to the end of the first edition of Gabby's Theory. I hope you all have as much fun as we have bantering words. Kemi, they whine me. She didn't make me really talk. So I hope we've been able to, to touch lives with all these few things we've been able to say. And please, all the time, let's always ask for God's mercy, like we are asking for God's mercy. And that's one of the reasons why she's still this pretty, the way she is. And I still have my beautiful, loving camera guys seated right across, doing magic with the camera.
And you're still Gabby.
Well, just simple me, still sitting here in my cocoon and looking at everybody at home, saying to them that we love you all. See you next time.
Hey,